Hey everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 149, where it appears that when Neil is making hand gestures to me, that is the point where I'm supposed to start. You'd think we would have got it all sorted out after 149 episodes, but you were wrong.
Well, we've had music the last 2 weeks, which we don't normally have.
I tell you what, yeah, if you, because we don't put the full version on, the podcast audio version. So if you're listening on your podcast app player of choice, you're missing the full glory of the full intro song, which you can go back and hear on Twitch or whatever, or just give us a shout. We'll tell you where to find it on YouTube by the wonderful Self Ed. Great tune, love it. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil.
Hello. It's the other left, obviously, if you're watching.
And on my right by Dave.
Hello.
Chaps, hello. Thank you for accommodating the early start. I had a panic attack. I was out of my house and I suddenly was chatting away to this guy and I realized that it was 10 to 5 and we're supposed to normally start at 5, and I jumped in the car and quickly sent a text saying, oh shit, I'm going to be late, sorry. And then I was reminded that the clocks had gone back and we were fine. So we're starting early.
They've only gone back here. They haven't gone back.
Yeah, they've only gone back
week for you, is it? This weekend.
This Sunday, yeah. So an extra hour in bed for us this Sunday, which is nice.
I didn't notice it last week.
You were.
You didn't know? Well, yeah, you're all over the shop.
No, it wasn't at work, but yeah, just generally a fucking mess. But
yeah. So it's been a good week. I can tell you straight off, I've had a busy week, even though I've probably got nothing in the notes about what I've been up to. It's one of these. It's the week it happens. Same things happen every year. Funnily enough, it's the week of my children's birthdays. They have my son's birthday on one day. The next day it's Halloween, and the day after that it's my daughter's birthday. So it's full on hectic, but it's
expensive
get a lot
as well,
done.
maybe.
It's not too. It is expensive, yes. Yeah, it's fucking expensive. Excuse my French. Hope my son said he was going to listen. Hope he's listening. He understands. He hears that and it sinks in.
We didn't plan that just for his benefit.
No, not at all. But actually, it's because my daughter's birthday is on the 1st. There's a payday, bang in the middle of it all. So
she gets more presents. Is that what you're saying?
No.
They don't get any split presents or anything.
No. Those days are long gone. No joint parties or anything like that.
No.
Anyway, so we
can to get like coordinated outfits as well. Did you ever do that when you were kids? I know you had like a boy and a girl, so it's a bit more difficult, but
yeah, that never really happened. They're 2 years apart, so that's 2 years apart, and they're a boy and a girl. But like my sister and I were just less than a year apart from each other.
Wow!
And,
no, I don't want to go into that detail.
Yeah. And there's loads of pictures of
look on Fraser's face for a moment there.
No, there are pictures of us from when we were very little, of us wearing sort of similar clothes.
I definitely got a few. We've been to family gatherings, like me and my brother, 4 years apart, same outfits. So, good old M&S back in the day.
Yeah. You've got a brother, haven't you, Dave?
I have, yeah. He's 7 years older, so.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit weird because, like, we were never in the same school together. Like when I was in secondary, I was in university. So yeah, we've led a very different life.
Is it just the two of you?
No, I've got a younger sister.
All right.
A year and a bit younger.
Oh, okay. So she was sort of like when you were a bit close in age to playing around with.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So when I turned 18, we looked very similar, with similar height and build. And we used to pass because I used to work in the pubs. I used to pass her off with my twin, so her and her mates would come in and I'd be like, "Oh no, it's my twin sister. It's fine."
Oh, nice.
So she used to love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Good old big brother. Nice work.
Probably not the most responsible big brother, but
Oh man, that's where it counts, though, isn't it?
They were in the pub and I could keep an eye on her. So
there's that too. Yeah, right. Of course. At least you know where they are.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look, let's move on then to the normal stuff on the show. Fancy footy.
Fantasy footy, right? I had my little script written out, and then my PC did a blue screen crash, which is the first time in I don't ever remember it doing that. To be honest, but it did that. Had to do its little gathering information and send it all off to Microsoft Big Brother. So I hopefully didn't have anything dodgy open on my screens. But basically, the usual script is the top scorers and all that shit. So top scorer on the week was Paul Davies, Welsh Wizards FC, on 95 points. He's only smashed it and gone top of the league.
Ooh,
793 points total score.
Wanger.
I do actually know Paul Davies. He doesn't necessarily interact it, but yeah, he's definitely.
Does he come with a seal of approval?
Yeah.
Was that your seal impression?
It was a pretty shit one, wasn't it? Tim Kelly also banged in a shitload of points last week. I'm just moving on and ignoring that, by the way. 87 points, but he did bench boost it last week. So at least it wasn't shit. At least he didn't bench boost and get no points. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Bench boost. Anytime you use a bench boost and actually get something decent out of it, that's a win.
Yeah, I could have bench boosted every fucking week and done really well. I think this season, in fact, I would have done better than most weeks if I had a bench boost available, because my benches have been pretty good. But yeah, not going to dwell on that. Although I would say that everyone was banging on about Andreas Pereira last week. Put him in your team because he's been on a great run of form. 3 points last week. I fucking said he was going to do shit last week. I can't be asked to go through any other top scorers for the week. Total score, as before mentioned, Paul Davies gone top, 793. Pilch dropped down to second, 787 points. And Lord is still hanging on to third on 767. Got caught up a bit there last week. But still, a pretty good week all round on most people's teams, I'd say. A lot of over 60 scores. Dan Fletcher had a bit of a shocker on 36 points. Yeah. A good week for you, Dave, but you were the worst scoring seal.
I 56. That's good for me. Normally I'm hanging around the 40s. So,
56. I would say 56 at this point of the season. Like if you're dropping a 56, it means you're paying attention, right? It's usually around about here. The people who are doing nothing are now posting 12s and 14s and shit, right? So,
but everyone's doing pretty good on that in our league. There's no, sub 40. Hang on, there might be one. A 36.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
who is the best performing seal?
The one who's not here again.
He doesn't count.
He's going to get kicked out of the league.
He interacts. He's okay.
He's all right. He's on the Discord, moaning about fucking Modern Warfare usually. Modern Warfare.
Oh God! 2. All right.
What do I normally talk about next?
I don't know. What do we think about this? What's Haaland? What's going to happen with Haaland?
That was the thing.
Weekend?
Like Haaland is still yellow this weekend. So what are we doing with Haaland?
My prediction was correct that he was not going to pay.
He went down in value for the first time this season.
People hoofed him, eh?
How are people transferring him out because he was going to miss 1 week, maybe 2 weeks? I don't think he'll be missing this weekend. I reckon he'll play because he didn't play in the Champions League, which was a dead game for them anyway. They'd already qualified and already won the group, I think. So they weren't going to risk him for an unnecessary risk. They're at home to Fulham this weekend. Who Fulham are dangerous, not like troubling the top 6 or anything, but doing better than a lot of people thought they would do probably this season. So probably wants to make certain of some 3 points.
It's a home game for them though, isn't it, Man City?
Man City, yeah.
Yeah. I've left Haaland in, but I haven't captained him. I don't think I vice captained him either.
Ooh,
Captain
exciting.
Cancello.
Okay. Could be a
You
bit
know
of a
they're not
gamble.
going to
That
keep a clean sheet.
defenders are always a
Oh,
bit of a gamble.
mate, I tell you what, like this is just sums it up like last week. I had the Leeds keeper, right? For weeks I've had the Leeds keeper. As soon as I bought him, he did nothing. And then last week I did a bit of jiggery pokery and I put the Chelsea keeper in, who's had some good scores.
Kepa,
No, the other one.
Mendy. He
Oh, is that
hasn't
his
played for
name?
fucking no.
No.
Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Yeah, him. He only let ships fucking tons of goals or whatever, and
No,
the
he didn't
Leeds
even.
keeper kept a clean sheet. I couldn't
Kepa
believe it.
got
Finally, no, but I
Kepa
mean
got
the
injured,
point is,
didn't he?
well, whatever. He definitely didn't score anything. Get
No.
good, he's injured. Man, I tell you, that's the curse, the fantasy curse there in
It's
one
the winners,
example.
the champions curse.
I guess, yeah. Oh, yes,
Oh
the
yes.
champion, the champion's curse. There can be only one who carries this burden.
Yeah,
It
well,
is
I
I,
properly
the
fucked it
champion.
last week on my transfer. I had 2 transfers sitting there, and I was arming and arming. Jesus not been doing a lot lately. He's not mega bucks. Could be time to ship him out. Obviously I did ship him out. He scored 18 points or something stupid last weekend. I was like, fucking winner. And was umming and ahhing about putting in Callum Wilson. Scored about 19 points last week. Yeah. Who did I put in? Darwin Núñez. At home to Leeds. Liverpool at home to Leeds. Leeds, absolute shit. Go and fucking beat Liverpool, didn't they?
Yep.
Fucking unbelievable.
Honestly, touch of death. It's just
Yeah.
unreal.
You and me both.
So, anyway, it is funny. I hoofed Son this week.
Well, he got
him.
crocked. He's out. He's got to have surgery or something.
I know. I had a team completely sorted out. Everybody looked out from my bench. Everyone it was like, "Yep, these are all solid." I look at it today, and it's just like this sea of yellow exclamation marks. Oh, come on! With a couple
See,
of
I've
reds
not had
dotted
that
in.
problem. I've not had that problem of like I've just looked at my team and gone, they're doing shit. I need to get rid of them. I've done 2 transfers this week. My 2 that I've got to use this week. So look out for Wilfried Zaha banging in a hat trick this weekend and Mason Mount smashing it against Arsenal. Because they're the 2 fuckers that I've binned off after being shit the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, right.
And I've brought in. Who did I bring in? I fucking can't even remember now. That's how good they are. Oh, Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. Everyone's on the Almiron bandwagon because he's been doing really well and he's been super cheap. But I've gone Bruno because I had him last year and he was fucking brilliant. Love him. He's a great player. Look out for him in the World Cup. I'm sure he'll be smashing it up. Brazil obviously going to win this year. Obviously not now, but who was the other one? Another midfielder, obviously. I can't fucking remember. Oh, Saka's in against Chelsea. Arsenal flying high at the minute, so I've got 2 Arsenal midfielders in now. After binning off Jesus, Saka's on penalties, so fuck it, I brought him in. Right. So yeah, Zaha and Mount bound to have an absolute belter this weekend, obviously.
Of course. My Leeds keeper will be back in because I didn't have a transfer free to change the Chelsea, so my Leeds keeper's back in. He'll probably shift about 8 goals this weekend. Normal service will resume.
2 game weeks until unlimited transfers, including this week, obviously this weekend. So use up your transfers if you want to, because you got unlimited after the following week. One other thing is it's cup qualification week, so if you're in the top 8 million or something stupid, after this weekend, you will be in the cup. So the following week, last week before the World Cup will be the first round of the cup. So you get drawn against a random team in the competition and you play head to head. So whoever scores the most progresses through to the next round of the FPL Cup.
Right.
From week 16. So even if you've been doing absolutely shit up until week 16, but somehow managed to sneak in to the cup, you can go on a run. You never know.
Defo says it's
the
coming
US
home.
are definitely not winning the World Cup. I can tell you that. Sorry, it is. If that's what he means, and Italy clearly aren't winning the World Cup because they're not in it. So unless he's actually referring to the England, and it's not happening either.
Canada? No chance.
Are you actually in it?
Yeah.
It feels really weird because people were still qualifying. It only feels like a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Canada's in there. First time since 86.
Wow.
It's the only other time we were in there and didn't manage to
How did
score a
that
goal
go?
that time.
Well, hopefully
Not very well, no.
you'll score this time.
Yep.
Who's in your group? Do you know?
Belgium.
Yeah, you're
I
playing
think,
Belgium.
Croatia, I think are in
Oh
there.
dear.
Yeah, it's a group of death for Canada.
Oh, it is for Canada. I'm not sure it is for Croatia or Belgium.
Saying that, I mean, the Canadians were, I think, ended up top of the group in CONCACAF. So who knows?
But
they
that's
obviously can't.
That's CONCACAF, mate. It's fucking no one. It's only like two
Yeah, I know,
teams in that conference.
You got the nobodies in there, like America and Costa Rica and all that shit.
Did you come ahead of the USA?
I think we may have. Maybe we didn't in the end. I knew we were
Do
ahead of them at one point.
you only have the one group in the North America, whatever it is, CONCACAF?
I think so. Yeah, don't ask
Just
me.
about 20 teams in it.
I hardly follow it.
Yeah, you're
You do
playing
surprise me.
Belgium, Croatia, and Morocco.
Ooh, you're getting stuffed every game, I think.
Hooray! Maybe we could upset, but Canada could be that team where people go, "Oh, it's only Canada. They should be playing hockey." They'll probably turn up with hockey sticks. Her.
Yeah,
you won't be playing curling in that temperature, that's for sure.
You could probably, might sneak a second if.
I don't think so.
I don't know if Croatia lose against Monaco and Belgium run.
No, not Monaco.
The thing is,
Sorry,
it's the World Cup, right? It's the World Cup. Anything can happen. You know these teams. There are lots of teams, good teams, don't get out of the group. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and the Germans always win. There we
go. Okay, anything else on football?
No, that's it, mate. Thank you.
Okay.
I didn't actually put the table up on Twitch for the fucking. I've been looking at it, scrolling up and down, and I've not actually put it on Twitch. What a noob! What a noob!
Yeah, well,
rookie mistake.
That's all right. I'm sure people will be. They'll be fine. Okay, let's move on. Twitch, YouTube. I don't think there's much to go on there. So let's move on to the tweets. Friend of the show, Colm,
isn't it?
Colm. I'll make sure I pronounced that correctly.
We pronounced it every single way possible, I think. So
yeah, probably.
Hopefully one of us got it right.
Colm of Last Save Loaded podcast. Dropped us he's back on. I think he was off Twitter. I think his Twitter name is
back
changed.
Just in time for it to go to shit.
Yeah. He says, seeing as the new God of War is getting 10s, what is your 10 out of 10 game? This is Ragnarok, right? So Ragnarok is getting 10 out of 10.
The latest one. I think the most previously most recent game did really well. Obviously, I don't know if it was getting 10s, but it was highly regarded and it's extremely good. I think I'm looking forward to playing the next God of War, the new one. Is it out today? Or is it out next week? The reviews have all come out, so everyone's just like jizzing over it. Not literally, hopefully.
Except us.
I think I'm not paying 70 quid for a game in any fucking lifetime whatsoever. So I'll be waiting a little while. Obviously, it will come to PS Plus a week after I buy it on sale or something crazy. But regarding the question, I have an answer.
Go on.
Came out this year.
Oh, Elden Ring.
That card game. Oh, right, yeah.
Ring. Elden Ring was 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely fucking amazing.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I don't know if there is a 10 out of 10 game. 10 out of 10 says perfect. I don't think there is no perfect game.
You haven't played Elden Ring, have you?
I was thinking about this, and I'm probably along the same lines as Dave, because straight away my first thought was Ocarina of Time. To me, that was just fantastic. It was just such an experience. I loved every minute. I've replayed it tons of times. Is it perfect? probably not. I
Does
mean, it's
10 out of 10
subjective,
have
isn't
to
it?
be perfect? I don't know.
I don't think it can be, right? So much of it's subjective. So I would say Ocarina of Time is something like that for me. Maybe Metal Gear Solid. You know, there's just
Which one? All of them?
Metal Gear Solid, the first one.
Yeah. Maybe Metal Gear Solid 3 for me is one of my best ones. Obviously, Super Mario 64. That was a really good one. But yeah, like something with an amazing replay and sort of continual support and commitment to it. It's a game like that is probably like World of Warcraft. It's do anything in that.
People are
Well,
always
can't really.
moaning about those games, though. No one's ever happy with the state of those games that have gone on forever, like Destiny.
Yeah, but
Everyone
there's
just fucking
always
complains about them.
moaners, aren't there?
Yeah, but they're always loud as well, the moaners. So
Yeah,
I've heard
Well,
it's
you
anyway.
like
know.
so. I don't know. I don't think there is a perfect game. And even a 10 out of 10 game isn't perfect for everybody. So
No,
You know
so
what?
what's
You know
your
what
10
I
out of
would
10
say
game?
is that you know
What was
what I you
perfect
know
for
what
you?
there's no game perfect for me. There's
Mm.
never ever been a perfect game for me because I'm in a continual search for better,
Oh, yeah?
new. Well, yeah, I've been playing games for 35 years. There's
Are you searching for that thing, that one that's like your 10 out
yeah.
of 10? Is that
Everyone
why
is
you continue to
always
play
everyone
games?
is the whole marketing about games is this is the best game ever. You never need to buy a new game again because this does
Apart from
it.
this one where you have to buy a new bit every year, otherwise we go out of business.
Yeah, that's a model. That's most games model at the moment.
Apart from
I
No Man's
feel.
Sky, bizarrely, which keeps
Apart from No
changing
Man's
every
Sky.
That's because
few
they're still in
months.
the hole. They owe, man.
Do they really owe after all this time? They've done so much to that game for
I think
nothing.
they've no.
I think they owe, man. They
Have you played it?
overpromised. Mate, they overpromised so
Oh,
much on
Did
massively.
that.
they?
It was just,
Yeah, yeah.
hey, are you serious? Of course they did. They got matey boy, what's his name, went on
He
that
was just
tour
he was in an
and
interview,
just
one interview, I think,
Sean
where all
Murray.
of this shit came from. I think.
no, it wasn't one interview at all.
No.
He was off promising this, that, all the other, all over the
Most of
shop.
the
It was
stuff he
just,
promised, I believe, has
and I'm
actually
not
come
saying it.
to pass, though, hasn't it?
Right, finally, yeah. So finally, they're
But they haven't
delivering, right?
charged extra for any of it.
No, well, no.
Why should they?
PlayStation
They said
stopped.
that we were all going to get it.
Well, they have
PlayStation
done.
stopped selling
Just
the
took a
game
long
because it
time.
was so bad. Like they
It's
released
still
it and then
shit. I'm not being funny. Well, it
I
was
don't
the
think
shit the
I
last
no
time
I
I played it,
no
which was only
I
in the last 12 months. It was still shit
right
then.
I well it's subjective, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think
it's
they've
shit.
done a lot to that game. I've played it the last year and from when I played it
Have
when
you
it on
played it
release
from the
to what it is now.
beginning again in the last year?
I think I had to start a new game. So
That was shit.
Tell them to go pound sand, Dave.
So yeah, compared to from what it was, that was that's I've been supporting that for like 4 or 5 years now, haven't they? So I think they did right on that one. They like PlayStation stopped selling the game because it was so overwhelmingly poorly received. But they've made continual updates and stuff on it now. So I'd actually defend that one. I wouldn't say it's a perfect game. It never was, and
Fucking certainly
never,
isn't.
well, I said never will be. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. It's a weird question. I like 10 out of 10 games. I think it's such a marketing ploy of this is the best game ever. You never need, and that's the whole review things. Getting people to look at reviews. Go, this is perfect. This is why it's all good. Like, I don't like those games. Like, it's not a 10 out of 10 game. It's not a 10 out of 10 game for me at all.
Yeah, it's subjective, right? So I think we're on the same page there.
So have we got anything that's close to the 10 out of 10 then?
Tetris.
So,
Tetris.
That's funny enough. That's actually nearly what I said at the start. It is the ultimate
Well, they are still
replayable
making it.
game. You apart from making a battle royale version of it, there's not a lot really they've changed about it. So yeah, yeah.
It's not Elden Ring, that's for sure.
You and your Elden Ring.
Mate, you've got to fucking play it. It's so good.
I will one day,
When it comes to game time.
maybe.
The core gameplay of it is the main reason why we'll never play it and we'll never like it. It's I don't think Elden Ring respects my time.
Oh, mate,
Ooh.
it's not a Dark Souls
mate.
game.
Fight.
I'm not fighting.
Fight.
I just, you're just wrong. There's no fight about it.
All right. Thank you, Colm. Appreciate it. Go check out Last Save Loaded, his wonderful podcast. Lord, friend of the show, says, okay, here's another little quiz time. Lord says, here's another little quiz to fill in a little time. Number 1. In Metal Gear Solid, what is Otacon's real name? In Metal Gear Solid, what is Otacon's real name? Anyone know this?
Frank Butcher.
Anyone? I think
Max Power.
if I remember
Is
correctly,
it a female Otacon? Or is it a male? I don't even know.
No.
I believe it's Hal Emmerich. So somebody,
Wow.
I don't have Discord up, so if anybody can check that.
That's
Yeah.
Hal Emmerich. Fucking boom.
Is that on?
Is it?
Yeah, I wasn't too sure, and then I remembered there's in Metal Gear Solid 2, he talks about his sister EE, which stood for something Emmerich. So once I remembered that, then I was like, oh yeah, it's Hal Emmerich. Yeah, Hal Emmerich. So
Wow.
nice.
I don't know how you got a memory for that. Jeez.
Because he's a Metal Gear fanboy, isn't he?
Metal Gear head.
Good old Hal and his wet pants. Mark
Yeah,
says.
nice.
Whatever that is, I don't
What's
know.
that? Good old Hal in his wet pants. Oh yeah. In Metal Gear Solid when he comes out of hiding. Who's less than jolly fat? Is that Mark?
That's Mark, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't he change? I thought he changed his Twitch handle.
He changed it to that, didn't he?
No, I thought that was his. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Whatever.
Hi, Mark. Question number 2. What kind of animal is Tom Nook? That's what kind of animal is Tom Nook?
Right, I haven't played this.
I think it's like yeah, I've played it.
Fraser's played it.
Like a raccoon or
That's my vote. Is a raccoon.
Is it a raccoon? Oh, I was going to say a koala. So it's just a guess.
It's not a koala.
The
Can you
answer
imagine
is
a koala running a business?
go on.
Raccoon.
Get in.
Filthy
Brilliant.
animal. Filthy animal.
Dave and I making it happen. How many points have you got so far, Neil? Question number 3.
Neil might be able to get this one.
I don't think I've
Neil.
actually got a single question right out of all of Lord's quizzes, have I? Have I got one?
Probably not.
Maybe?
Nah, none. Question number 3. What are the collectibles in Titanfall 2? What are the collectibles in Titanfall 2?
I liked Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2, everybody knows it's a good game.
Titanfall 2 is an amazing game.
I can't
Don't remember
the
collecting
collectibles,
anything.
though.
No, I don't remember collecting anything. I'm going to say a shiny CD or DVD disc.
I'm trying to think going through that campaign. That was a brilliant campaign, and that
There's
was
only
so
one bit
cool.
I actually remember, though. There's only one bit you really remember. That's the bit where you travel through time. Is the bit everyone remembers.
I think that was the bit that started to bug me about it.
Oh,
The
that's
bit
why
I
you
remember
remember
was-
it, though.
Yeah, the bit I remember, though, was like you're in some sort of massive factory that was building houses or something like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that bit now you said about it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Did you collect any collectibles in the houses?
I don't know. I can't remember. Teddy bear. Or were they gnomes or
Ooh.
something? We've had gnomes. I don't know.
Noam
Gnomes
Chomsky
is-
was the answer last week.
Yeah, gnomes or something. Oh, maybe he's been a bit clever. There's a
Maybe
little bit of a gnome
it's
theme.
quite
He's
a
trying to get a
long
gnome.
word, or unless there's 2 or 3 words.
Oh.
Maybe I'm going with loudspeakers because we have a
Oh.
loudspeaker collector. on the podcast.
I don't know. Teddy bear.
Dave?
I
He
said
said CD.
CDs,
Oh, it's
DVDs.
fucking obviously. It's pilot helmets.
Is that obvious?
Well, if you think about it for more than fucking 30 seconds, probably.
I don't think so.
Well,
We
that's
are
what everyone
murdering
is.
other
They're all
Titan
pilots, aren't they?
pilots,
Of the
yeah.
Titans.
Well, it could be their lunch boxes then for their. I mean, but how am I
What?
supposed to know it's their helmet?
Well, this has gone a bit weird. Helmets and lunchboxes.
All right, well done, Lord. I got 2 points. I win. Reigning champion.
Oh, obviously going to do shits next week.
Next from Quaxel, he says, "Hi, do you think the price of the PSVR 2 is a joke, as it's the same price as a console? I think this will put many people off who were originally interested." So PSVR 2 is what, coming in at what, like
$550. So about £1,000 probably by the time we actually get it out. Yeah, it's a lot of money. But here's a TV screen on your face, I guess.
Well, two.
Mm.
We'll
Two
try.
halves. Two halves of a TV screen.
it's a lot of money. I think things are more expensive now. For
It was
sure.
always going to be a lot of money.
But the Quest is like gone up massively in price, hasn't it? I mean,
it went up 50 quid or whatever.
I think it's going to go up more than that for the next one, though. Aren't they talking about the next one's going to be
Well, the
somewhere
Quest
like
Pro
close to
is a
$1,000?
stupid one. No, it's 1,500. It's mental, but that's not a
Right.
consumer headset.
Oh,
There'll be a Quest 3, I guess. Is it Quest 3? Which won't be fucking crazy money. But, you know, everybody, it seems, tech-wise, is making a massive L of everything. So, like, Meta, aka Facebook, are fucking everything up. Have you seen the metaverse? It's worse than PlayStation Home, which was out in 1996 or something.
I don't even know what that is. I keep hearing about it.
It's fucking bullshit, is what it is.
It's basically PlayStation Home. Basically what it is. Or
Right.
Second Life. That's a closer
But
analogy
shitter.
to it. But yeah.
And you have to have a fucking thing mounted on your head to do it, which hurts.
Oh, is it all through the Quest then or something?
Yeah, it's fucking... They added people with legs, though. Great. Well done. They still look like shit.
Mm.
It's almost like these people have got too much fucking money and they don't know what to fucking do with it.
I think it's just we're getting to a point in right now where I think the human race, or particularly those of us in this sort of the first world country, right, where we have to realize how good we've had it for so long.
Yeah, you'll have to tell us all about what that's like now, obviously.
Oh, you buddy, where's England? Second world now.
Probably.
You guys must have dropped.
We're going full on third world soon, I reckon.
It's just nuts. I mean, to be able to buy a TV, a massive flat screen TV for $500 or $600, it's just just if you told people that back like 30, 40 years ago, they'd be like, "What are you talking about? How could you possibly?"
Well, that's like 20 years ago. I remember having like a 31-inch rear projected fucking massive TV, like depth wise, but it's 31-inch. But that was like, ooh, the like a really big thing, and it wasn't cheap.
No, it would have cost an arm and a leg as well, right?
Yeah.
They were gigantic, though.
There's only so long, the world can keep pumping out shit at cheap prices. I mean, it's just.
I feel like those days have already passed. To be honest,
they are passing in front of our eyes, right? I think whether we like it or not, and then I don't know. I'm just
those bloody Chinese wanting more money.
Well, it's not the Chinese. It's it is the Chinese. But
they've got rich.
It's us as well. We've made we make massive. I'm off on one now, but we've basically tapped into fucking a ludicrous amount of energy on the cheap, which has enabled all this. And we've basically just completely shit on the world doing it. And there's a price to be paid for that. Now, hopefully, economically things start to right the ship because you just can't keep going on like that. I mean, look at the amount of plastic everywhere. Look at the amount of I mean, I
Well,
worked with this guy,
yeah. I'm sorry,
you
mate.
know, well, I was just going to say, this is one of the things I always kept in check for me, right? And I know I'm off on one now, but I don't care.
It's
Is that
good.
this guy I worked with, every day he would drive in and it would take him like close to an hour or whatever to drive in, an hour and a half to drive in. And I just remember saying to him, well, think of it like this. How many liters of gas do you burn? Do you have to put in the car every day to do that journey? And say he says, just imagine taking a pail of 20 liters of gasoline, right? And just burning it every day. Like, how can that be good? How can that be good? It just can't. It can't.
20 litres a day? What was he
Easy.
driving? A fucking
Well, I don't know.
12-litre
Maybe
truck?
no, maybe more. I mean, I don't know. Like, that's just pulling that number out my ass. But it's not going to be much less. I wouldn't have thought. We just can't do that.
Do not put gasoline in your arse.
No. Well, I don't know. Doesn't that cure COVID or something? I don't know. Anyway, let's not start.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking for a new mobile at the moment. I'm up for
Don't
2
even
years
start
on
with
my,
mobiles.
on my but I'm looking at mine going, it still works.
Yes,
Like,
keep it then.
I might as well just get a cheap SIM.
Yes, that's
and
what you do.
Yeah, because and then if that if my phone, I think what it is I'm scared that my phone will die, and then I won't have a mobile for a little while.
For well, literally like a
Don't worry
fucking
about
about
the
2
wife and the
hours.
kids.
No,
Don't worry about the wife and
If
the
my
kids.
phone dies, I won't be able to get one for probably 2 hours before I get to a shop.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, but the amount of texts and messages, oh, your phone's coming up for renewal. There's these new shiny ones that ultimately work out more
pour one
expensive.
out for those people who've still got to make money selling your contracts and stuff like that. Because if you don't give them a new contract, then they're going to be out of a job.
No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
It's all done on
I
a
think
fucking
they'll be all
computer
right.
these days, everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going back to the VR, because this was a question or a discussion I was going to have last week, but we didn't really have time.
I'm not sure I've
And
actually
it's just-
addressed
and it's
the
just-
actual question at any moment.
Well, the
so
question,
far.
no, it's not even a question. It was just interesting that we had friends over. We had friends over a couple of weeks ago, and then we had another friend over last week. And none of them had tried VR before. And we and I said, come on, you might as well try it. Have you never tried VR? Try it. And I'd forgotten the impact that it has on people when they've not played it. And I got a text message from a friend of mine today. He just got a Quest 2. And he's just like, it's fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. And so, where are we with this? Is it like, it's sort of like in the background now for me. I don't really think about it much, but it was really fascinating to put the VR on.
It
people and
is,
see
when
their
you try
reaction.
it for the first time, it is mind blowing. And you probably feel sick as well, which I don't know, that's probably not a good part of it. But after a while, the novelty completely wears off. And it's just a fucking inconvenience to stick that thing on my face.
Yeah.
And it hurts. It's too heavy. You can't use it if you wear glasses. It's a fucking pain in the arse. Well, it's a pain in the face, even more so if you wear glasses.
If there's a pain in the ass, you're using it wrong.
Yeah.
That's
It's just
VR.
like, there's too many fucking... It's just like, it's not that good that it's worth putting up with all of the shit that goes with it.
But my son uses it all the time.
Is he really?
Is he using the
Yeah.
Quest?
Yeah. He is on it all the time. He cannot stop playing. He buys new VR
yeah, you can
games
get the
all the time.
VR X hamster now, isn't it? And
I don't know about that.
Ex-hamster?
But yeah, that could be something on his radar, I guess. Yeah. And but he's constantly buying new VR games and trying them out and then refunding them. But he always goes back to Blade and Sorcery, I think, is the one that he plays a lot. Because they're constantly updating,
the Battle Royale
new
one.
weapons
Not
and
Battle
stuff
Royale,
like that.
the
It's just a fighting game.
Yeah.
Where you pick up stuff and hack and slash things. You know, I walk by his computer and just see him just lopping the head off something, right? But he loves it. So
Who's
I
just
don't
playing
know.
with other people? that
Sorry,
you
I was
notice?
wildly gesturing for people on the podcast. I was wildly gesturing on the camera, imitating him. I don't know, pretending to slice
Flailing.
somebody up. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
or
basically what you look like when you
slap into
play
his face.
VR.
yeah,
Like you're having a
yeah.
silly slap fight with somebody.
Um,
Yeah, there's only a small amount of people who can actually make playing VR look cool, but there's not many of those people. Even if you think
I
you look
think they're
cool, and then if
younger,
you watch the video
fitter,
of yourself doing it, you're like, I look like such a fucking twat. Anyway, the actual question that we got asked was about PSVR 2 and the price.
yeah, I don't.
So it's
I
more
think
than a
price
PS. It's more than a PS5, I think.
Yeah, well, of course, the price is going to put people off. You
I don't
know,
know. I don't
you know,
think. I think the people who were into it would just fucking buy it anyway, assuming they've still got the money and
no,
jobs.
but people are into it. I think the first PSVR was substantially cheaper, and it got a lot of people into it. But
Well, the
I don't think
PlayStation
people.
4 was substantially cheaper also than the PS5. So
Well, I think it's logical to say the price is going to put people off. Of course it is. There's going to be, if it's more expensive than the last one, there's going to be people, times are tougher. Of course, I'd be interested to see how they do.
The biggest problem is not necessarily the tech being a bit more expensive, is that every fucking thing else is more expensive.
Yeah, of course.
People put aside money for their niceties, and when you're paying triple probably what you were paying for your gas and electric bill and your fucking mortgage or whatever, then you've got less money to spend on all the niceties. So that's where I don't think it's particularly expensive, to be honest. The PSVR 2.
Oh, look at all
what they're
money
offering.
bags here.
I'm not going to get one. I'm not going to get one. It's a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not a lot of money, but for what they're offering, I don't think it's that bad compared to what else there is out there. It's much better than the Quest 2 in terms of the resolutions available, the whatever you want to call them, controllers, hand controllers, I don't know what they're fucking calling them this time, look better than everything else. It looks like the best version of VR there is. Apart from there's a wire attached to your PlayStation, which is that is the biggest problem for the PSVR 2. Is the
if
fucking
anybody
wire.
ever asked me, I'd say get a Quest or a Quest 2 first. If you want to try it out, if you really like it, then get a really
The
good
problem
one.
is, right, with the Quest 2, is there's only one good game, and it's Beat Saber. And everything else is basically shit.
Yeah, but
I don't know if that's. Sorry, hang on a second. I do take issue with that. I don't know. That's basically you. This is again. This is
okay. The table tennis
Neil's
game's
world.
good. The table tennis game's good.
Okay, so now your
most
argument
VR games are just shit.
I'm not arguing that, but you can't just sit there and go everything is shit except for this one game I like. Well, you can. I mean,
that's the whole podcast. Not just me that likes Beat Saber.
Is pretty much based around that.
Everybody likes Beat Saber.
I don't like Beat Saber.
It's not only that. I think it's the other games that are experiences, that not actual games that people enjoy. I know when I've had friends around, it's like the walking over the ledge of the big building, and you look down, it's fucking, or
all that stuff that makes you feel sick. It's great, isn't it, for the first 10 minutes, and then you go, I'm just going to take this fucking thing off because I'm actually going to vom. It's fucking stupid.
It's
Sorry,
those experiences.
VR's stupid.
He's in one of his moods. Yeah. All right, let's move on.
He hasn't had his nap today, has he?
I did. Okay. I had a long sleep. Don't worry, but it was. I got out of bed at about 12:30 today.
All right. Let's move on to what we've been doing. I printed my notes off too early, so I can't see if Neil's got anything in there. You can.
I haven't done anything.
Okay.
I don't remember doing anything other than work and play a certain video game in the last 7 days.
I know. Yeah. I have car tire written in here for as interesting as this might sound. Car tire. So when I bought my car,
not on my notes, and I haven't printed them.
No, I just wrote.
Did you write that on with a pen?
Yeah, with a pen on paper. Hell. I know, old school, mate.
How are we supposed to see that?
You're not. It's a surprise. Are you excited?
I am.
So when I bought my car, it came with a set of snow tires, but one of the tires had a crack in it it's an alloy. Anyway, it's cracked, right? The alloy rim is cracked.
So the rim rather than
the rim
I
is
was like, the
cracked on
tire
the
is made
inside.
of alloy. What?
No. So so I said, my guy said, "Oh, I'll get this repaired and then I'll let you know when it's done." So they basically weld it and fix it. So I went up there to get it today, and I go to get it off him, and it's flat, and I'm like, fuck. So I had to go and take the tire to a tire shop.
So he didn't pump it. He didn't put any air in it for you.
No, it was leaking. So I think
Yeah.
what happened was the guys
He
who
buckled the alloy
who welded the alloy didn't basically seat the tire properly or whatever like that. So I don't know. I have no idea how dodgy this tire is going to be once I end up putting it on my car, but I'm going to put it on anyway. Fuck it. Doesn't matter.
It's all right. It's only snow.
It's only, snow tires. Snow tires are good to have on your car.
Lower pressure actually helps with more grip. So
I think no pressure is a problem though.
no pressure is a problem. Yeah.
They run flat tires. Run flat snow tires.
No, not run flats. No, and I'm sure that this got cracked because it's low profile. So
that's the worst thing, isn't it? In the snow, you're supposed to have narrow tires are good in the snow, I believe.
Well, they're the same size as my normal tires, but they're wider rims, right? So the profile, the side profile is quite low. So I think what happened is whoever had it before hit a pothole and basically
smashed it.
Cracked.
Oh, was he driving in the UK?
How's your pothole situation? Pretty bad over there these days.
It's just
the pothole situation is really good. It's the road situation between the potholes is pretty bad. If they just evened it out.
If you just had a massive pothole, it would probably just be better than the road.
So I dropped that tire off. So the tire shop's gonna reseed it basically, and he's gonna tell me whether it's any good or not. If they can make sure that that leak gets fixed. So that's fucking about as interesting.
I've got a car story for you because the QQ is driving me fucking mental.
The QQ,
right?
Cash key,
right? Because we was at work the other night, stood outside. I don't normally stand outside at break times, but my colleague is a smoker / vapor, so we go outside talking to them, and someone comes into work with another QQ, slightly older, locks their car with their fucking remote key, fucks off inside, literally got about 10 steps inside, the car alarm goes off. So she comes back, presses the button to stop it. I said, "Oh, is that a Nissan?" I wasn't really paying attention. I was like, "Oh, so I saw the key fob." I was like, "Oh, that's a fucking Nissan key fob." "Oh, you got a Nissan?" She's like, "Yeah, it's driving me mental, this car, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Yeah, mine's mental." I press the key to unlock it, right? Get in the fucking car, press the button to start the car, and it says, "Can't find the key." I'm like, "I've just fucking used the key to open the fucking car, you stupid bloody thing." All right. So I think the battery is basically going. So I have to tap.
No, I was just about to say, if you replace the battery in the key fob,
I have to tap the thing, push the key to whatever the press start button. It tends to work, but I'm more concerned. Like I'm concerned that at some point it's going to go, "Oh, I can't find the key," and you're like doing 70 miles an hour down the fucking motorway. It just decides to shut the engine off and fucking But hopefully it doesn't do that. But anyway, another thing, driving the car today, the fucking parking sensor is just going off constantly. I'm like, for fuck's sake, there's clearly nothing in front of me. What are you doing? It's fucking broken.
What, as you're driving?
Yeah, I'm just driving, like not very fast.
Yeah.
And it's just going beep beep, red fucking marks on the fucking parking. I'm like, for fuck's sake, you stupid fucking car.
Has it got a leaf in front of it? Like,
no, there's nothing. I got out of the car, I parked up, took my daughter to work, took her to work, got out of the car, went and had a look, waved my hands around everywhere in front of the sensors.
Did you wipe them down?
Yeah, give me a bit of a rub with my hands, nothing like fancy. Get back in the car, put it in first gear. I was like, for fuck's sake, you stupid fucking thing.
No. I'll be straight to the fucking.
It's doing my fucking head in. The DAB has been programmed at some point to fucking Russian DAB frequencies, so it doesn't. It just suddenly fucking cuts out and listens to the radio. It's fucking. It's like I read about that online, like so. I think it's true because like you'll be listening to the radio and it just goes off. You're like, what's that doing? And then it will come back on a couple of minutes later. And when you look it up online, it says, "Oh yeah, all the UK dealers at one point when they had them in for service." bizarrely retuned the DABs to Russian frequencies. I was like, how the fuck do you do something like that? Anyway,
Just for shits
fucking
and giggles.
don't buy a Nissan.
This is one of those points I forget about in the podcast because I sometimes think we don't swear that much on the podcast,
I do.
and then I listen to, and then you get these points. Where it's
When
like,
Neil
holy
comes on.
smokes! Good old cars. Hey, you
Stupid
gotta
thing.
love them.
Bloody stupid thing. See, toned it down a bit after swearing yet again there.
Yeah, that's all I got. I already have nothing. I mean, we're really scraping the barrel there. Dave?
Thanks for that.
Well, I watched a trilogy of films.
Ooh.
I've only
Crikey.
seen one of them before.
Lord of the Rings.
No, better.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. The Unbreakable.
First one's not that good.
I
First
like
one's
that.
great.
Split and Glass by M.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Shyamalan, yeah, that's the
Shyamalan,
one.
isn't it?
Yeah. Him, yeah. Who is also in all three of the films as well.
Yeah, but he
Big
puts
characters.
himself in all his movies,
Is
doesn't
he
he?
wearing a
does.
red top or something, Steely, like in every single one of them? Or is
Well,
that something else?
I know in Split he was doing something on a computer, and in Glass he was in a shop talking about getting some cameras.
Good for
I
him.
can't remember what it was in Unbreakable. No, I really enjoyed them. Obviously, Split was a film that only sort of only came into actually being part of the Unbreakable series because they randomly put what's his name in Bruce Willis
Because
in at
they
the end.
basically decided after the fact just to shoehorn it in to like make some more
Yeah.
money.
That's it. It was like, yeah, let's.
This film's not
listen.
doing as well as we thought. Oh, we just slam it in this trilogy randomly.
So, I think originally there was an idea to have the trilogy, but Unbreakable didn't do fantastic at the box office and didn't warrant a sequel straight away. So they got Split made and basically went, yeah, we can shoehorn this in, and they did, and then made Glass, which is also actually a really good movie.
See, Unbreakable and Glass seem related, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen Glass.
A Split. Have you seen Split?
No, that's what's his
Split
face?
is
James McAvoy.
James
right?
McAvoy. That is a fantastic film.
Yeah,
He
but
is.
what the hell have they? Why have they shoehorned this into this trilogy? It feels like there's nothing to do with any of the others.
It is basically it's the origin story of one of the baddies in Glass.
Right.
Yeah, and it's
What's that got to do with the first one? Other than the guy in the last one is in the first.
It all
one.
comes together in Glass.
Okay.
You've got to watch him. You got to watch him as a trilogy.
I don't have to.
You do to understand it.
It's not the law. It's not the law.
Oh God, he's in one of those movies, isn't he?
I don't know who's seen Split, but James
I've seen
McAvoy
them all.
in Split is like when you watch it, you actually watch it and go, he's an amazing actor.
Oh yeah.
Like, and it must have been such a fun role. If anybody's unaware, it's James McAvoy plays a character who has a split personality. He's got like 20 odd different personalities, and
he just goes to town on it, doesn't he?
The shift between in the same scene between like 2-3 different characters and their mannerisms and how they talk, like act and talk, and it's and it carries on into Glass as well. And even though Bruce Willis and what's his name, Samuel Jackson, like James McAvoy outshines them as actors. The character he plays is a bigger part than those two put together. I think they have their bits, but yeah, Bruce Willis being a old grumpy action hero, and Samuel Jackson playing a very clever but not physically strong character. That's their roles. But James McAvoy playing 20 different characters, especially well in split and in glass, it's just fantastic, and it's just a good time to watch.
Yeah.
The films are, you know, and the subjects are very weird and odd, but they're superhero films.
Better than Marvel, obviously.
And it yeah, I think in Glass they are trying. They did
You're
try.
right there, mumbling in the corner, mumbles.
They do try and shoot. They're trying to sort of build a bigger story about things behind the scenes, behind these characters. So yeah, he's trying to sort of build a franchise behind it, and that was a little bit cheap in my eyes. They could have not done that and just finished it, but yeah, it's good. Definitely watch Split if you haven't
What
watched
made you
Split.
watch them?
Don't know. I just thought I fancied watching something a bit different, and I liked Unbreakable. I was like, I haven't seen Split or Glass.
Did you watch Unbreakable again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
loved
we watched them.
Unbreakable. I thought it was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. It's really good.
So it's
yeah,
on
we watched them.
Split's on Netflix. It says.
Split something. I think I watched it on Sky Go or on
Really?
Sky Premiere.
Hmm.
Can't remember.
It's not on Sky because I just checked that because I have Sky.
Well, I don't know.
What I've been doing.
Or downloaded it. Oh,
Yeah, I won't ask.
Was it on Amazon?
Army.
Unbreakable says it's on Disney. Hang on. Yeah, Disney Plus and Prime Video. Split's on Netflix.
I don't know.
This is UK,
But yeah.
obviously.
They're good. If you get a chance to watch them, watch them.
Glass has got a really shockingly bad rating.
It shouldn't do. It's...
IMDb is 6.6. Ooh.
That's not shockingly bad, though. I mean, that's a few
It is
people
compared to the other
I
two.
didn't like it. Well, all right. Yeah.
So yeah. And that's about it, really. That's been my week, other than working and I did make some really good home pizzas.
Nice. What
Just cook
flavors?
them in the oven.
What? As opposed to where?
No, a lot of people have special pizza ovens or something like that. You can do them on the barbecue.
You can do them on the barbecue. You can do them under the grill, but I didn't do that. No, it was in the oven at 220 for 7 minutes.
220? It's quite low.
220
Celsius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
My thing's telling me to do them at like fucking 250. And it's like, wow, that's hot.
That is flames coming out of the oven then.
Yeah.
No, so I done ham and pineapple for...
A what?
It's pizza.
And pineapple. You can put fruit on pizza.
You can't put pineapple on pizza. It's clear.
You can put anything on a pizza. It doesn't change the fact that
it's wrong.
Pizza.
You put olives on there as well with your ham and pineapple.
I put peppers.
I'm hungry now.
I put peppers and olives, green olives chopped up.
You Philistine, green olives.
Yeah. And a bit of
cheese.
Lactose-free cheese. No, lactose-free cheese. I put on there.
This is not sounding like a pizza.
I made a sauce. I made a sauce out of what's the tomato sauce? What's the tomato sauce?
Ketchup.
No, not ketchup. No. When you blitz like chopped
passata.
Marinara sauce.
Passata. Yeah. And
Passata.
Passata. A bit of garlic, some basil, and
Oof, look at him go.
So the missus.
Then you ruined it by putting ham and pineapple on top.
I put the missus had spinach and what did she have? Spinach and something else.
Oh, she had a grown-up pizza.
She had a vegetarian one.
Peppers, onions,
yeah.
Bit of red onion,
mushrooms.
Red onions, yes, spinach and onion, and then no mushrooms, no, and then the daughter had
spinach and onion when you want to be able to lift up your girlfriend, but kill her with your breath.
The daughter had anchovies.
I do like it. I do like an anchovy
with ham and cheese, normal cheese.
Nice. All right, I'll show you your daughter's pizza.
I had a microwaved pizza the other day. That's how good it was.
Oh my god! Really?
Yep. Chicago town. Mini
Oh my
little
God.
deep dish things. Stick them in the microwave. 2 minutes. Comes out and you're like, that is fucking disgusting. But you eat it anyway.
I
Damn,
went
it
to
had to go.
Chicago and I had a proper Chicago deep dish pizza. And I can tell you that you will never be able to replicate that in a microwave. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I've had them before and put them in the oven and they've been okay, but they're never good.
Yeah.
I've never
Are you,
classified them as good.
Phrase, are you a deep pan pizza person? Or a
Actually, I
thin
prefer thin crust pizzas.
You're thin.
Yeah. But the thing is with the Chicago pizza, and I'm sure that some people may tell me I'm wrong or have different opinions, but from what I understand, we went to Chicago and had a deep dish, proper Chicago deep dish pizza. And that is more like eating a pie. Like it is
Right.
that thick, and the crust is it's a lot more like a pie crust I found than a pizza crust.
So what's the thick bit? The filling?
Yeah, it's massively thick. Yeah,
What, the
yeah.
tomato
It was
and the
more like a
cheese?
pie.
So it's a tomato and cheese pie with pepperoni in it.
Whatever you want in it, I guess. I don't
But a
know.
dough-based pie rather than pastry.
It was almost more pastry-like, though, if I remember correctly. But it's interesting anyway. If you're ever in Chicago, check it out.
I'm not going likely to be in Chicago, but
Why not?
because it's
So I
fucking
could
in
get
America.
I could get a
Go
steak
visit.
and ale
Why
pizza.
would I go there?
Anyway,
Chicago, it's a
I've got enough
hugely
wind here,
cultural...
thank you very much.
Chicago is one of those cities that I've been to Chicago a few times, and it's like a really like I think it's one of the murder capitals of the states, right?
Oh, you're really
And I've
selling
walked
this.
around Chicago and just feared for my life everywhere I've gone. But it's one of those I'm just strangely just drawn to it. I think it's great, right? I just think it's got so much history
It's
in America.
possibly the
so
least romantic place in the world.
possibly. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's great. Okay, well let's move on then to what we've been playing. Dave,
This won't take long.
it won't take long. Dave, you're up first, and then we'll finish off on the only thing that we've been playing.
Cool. Okay.
Disgraceful.
Yeah. So I've played a couple of games this week. I'll go with my first choice. I don't know if Neil's
I'm not ready. You're going to have to tell me, and I'm going to type it in.
Modern Warfare 2.
Okay. You have been playing campaign or
Multiplayer.
multiplayer?
I haven't actually played any campaign yet.
So what brought this on? This is not something I expected to see.
No, not at all. And me neither, to be honest. Like I know we talked about it last week, and we kind of said, wait for it to come down in price. And you know, I was sitting there the other day, and I was like, I've got
Only there
nothing
was
to
a game
play.
I could play with other people.
If only there's a game. Well, the problem is I enjoy my games to play where I don't have to think, or like there's literally no thought about it. And I've realised recently is I play games to escape and like not even chat. Maybe I just have something on YouTube or on Netflix on the other screen, or have some music on in the background. And you know, not even talk to people. Just like I just want to escape for half hour, an hour. Um, and I have been playing a lot of games where there's been a lot of work behind like thinking and understanding and learning. And sometimes I get really bored of that, and I'm like, I don't want to. I just want to do anything else. So a lot
Brain
of
dead
times
stuff.
I just like a lot of times I play Wreckfest, which is literally bomb around a track, and half the time actually die before you actually do like a lap. But just have something on the other screen and just watch it and go, oh, okay, well, I'll start again then. I'll play another game. And then we spoke about Modern Warfare 2 last week, and I was like, I did have one of the Modern Warfares in the last couple of years on Blizzard. I think it was Blizzard.
Blizzard. That'll be Modern Warfare 1 then.
I think it was.
Well, Modern
and
Warfare,
It
then-
won't be 3.
the new Modern Warfare.
Oh, I don't bloody know.
What do
Hang
they
on, I
call
better-
that?
Well,
How do
no,
you
I mean, this
differentiate it?
logically, we can work this out. You got Modern Warfare 2 now, so probably the one you had before was Modern Warfare.
Yeah, but
Is
how
that-
do you call that? Because there's been 2 Modern Warfare. So you call in the old one COD 4
Yeah, but he
Modern
said it was
Warfare?
only a year or two ago, right?
Well, you could have played the old one onto the PC a
I
year ago.
doubt
So-
it. Look, he's just gone out and dropped the bunts on the brand new one. He's not going to be playing
Yeah.
old ones. Look, he's got Pig, hasn't he?
He hasn't. He's
What is
played.
it?
He's not played the previous, the in between CODs. Is what we're saying. You've only had Modern Warfare, and you haven't bought Black Ops or whatever it was,
No, I didn't get the
or
Black
Vanguard
Ops 4.
and fucking World
No,
at War.
no,
or
no, no.
God knows
You
what
know,
else came.
Pilch is sitting there screaming right now.
Yeah.
I don't
COD
know.
expert.
He
So,
hasn't bought any of them other ones either.
I think he bought Black Ops
No, he didn't.
4, didn't he?
He's had every COD.
So yeah, and like Warzone, I enjoyed for a little bit, but it was quite stressful to play. I'm not
You
really
find that
massively into.
Warzone? I didn't really find Warzone to be the same, like, stress levels as you get in like the PUBGs and type things. It was not. It was more. It's too. Like it's mod COD multiplayer, but Warzone, like battle royale.
think
it
I
doesn't
enjoy-
feel
the thing is-
that tense
yeah.
because
The thing is, I enjoyed the smaller maps with that, the where it was a quicker sort of game style. So yeah, like I don't know. After that conversation last week, I was like, I do want something, and I kept on looking at it. And
I'm
I
going
ended
to
up
take that conversation we had and I'm going to push it to the side. And I'm going to
Yeah,
go
no,
buy
I
Modern
looked at
Warfare
it.
2.
I looked at it again, and then I thought, who was I watching? I was watching Kev, Highland Caper. He done a few streams of it, and I was like, actually, I really like the look of this. And I thought I'll buy it and on Steam, and I'll refund it if I don't like it. And I bought it and I streamed it for an hour and a bit, and I was like, actually, I really enjoyed this.
Well, you can't argue with that.
So yeah, so like I bought it with the intention, if I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would, I'll refund it. But like at the end of that, I was like, I'm not refunding this because this is going to be my go-to game now for like just random shit. I'm playing like just when I want to mong out, and think about anything other than my life, work, family, everything else. Like it's a very single focused, and it's not too stressful. So I was like, yeah, happy with that.
Fair enough.
you've only played it for a couple of hours. I'm sure you'll get annoyed with it soon.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's not one of the games where like I would be sitting at work and I must play some Modern Warfare.
No.
But
No,
it's a
definitely
game
not.
where I'd finish work and the missus like, oh, can you come and do some tidying? I was like, yeah, hang on a second, I just got to do this.
I'm
Like,
just in a game. Just in a game.
just put Modern Warfare on for like a couple of games. So yeah, but it's like because with some of these other big games like X4 and WinWorld and stuff, like I know when I jump into those games, it's going to be like 2 hours minimum session of starting it up. Have an idea that I'll finish at a decent time, 1 o'clock in the morning. Not because like time just vanishes and it's so in depth. Trying to manage 15 different things at the same time that like you look at the time, oh for God's sake, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I need to shut this down, save and close, like, and just put no thought behind it, like not even like, oh, just do this one more thing, because if I do this one more thing, it'll turn into another hour.
Yeah.
Whereas these Call of Duty multiplayer matches, 15 minutes max and you're done. So yeah, so I picked it up. It's Call of Duty.
You've not played with Pilch then yet?
Not played with Pilch yet, no. If I see him online, I will pop into his game. I am very low level, and still there is a little bit of learning about how
It's all
weapon
map
upgrades
knowledge,
and,
isn't it? Really, Call of Duty.
yeah, the
multiplayer.
map knowledge. I've I don't know the names of the maps. I've played one or two the same. Again, I don't. It's very easy to know if you've jumped into a map and you've got the wrong weapon. I did that on a
Yeah, you
few
had a
games.
shotgun I saw, and that looked like the wrong weapon. Why do they even
Yeah.
bother putting fucking shotguns in this game?
There
Honestly,
is
why?
some.
What's the point?
Yeah,
They're
there.
fun to use sometimes.
What?
Yeah, there
Like
is some maps
once
that is
every
really
fucking
good.
3 days?
If you camp a particular corner
They don't
on one of
like.
the maps,
They've made it impossible to camp as well now, haven't they? I don't know. I saw something about
no,
they don't like
no.
campers, and no one likes a Call of Duty camper.
Well,
I do,
no.
as long as it's me.
Yeah, nobody's ever liked a camper. That's the whole point. Camping is a derogative term
It's
of
even
somebody.
worse when they're on your team. I can assure you.
You have to be courageous to be a camper.
Hmm.
Says the camper. Um, so yeah. So here's that one. The other game I put on. Well, I played about. Oh, I've got about half hour, 45 minutes.
Well, this is
of
definitely not even scratched the surface in this fucking
No.
game.
Persona 5 Royale.
Oh yeah.
Neil's getting the
Go-
video.
Go on.
Scrabbling around for the
Oh
video.
no, I'm not
It's-
scrabbling. I was already ahead. I was already ahead for that
Yeah.
one. I just had to press
So,
a button.
okay, how do I describe this game in the time
It's an
that I've played?
RPG, right?
It's a role-playing game. You're playing as a character that is
What the fuck is this
basically
shit?
moved, or you end up in a small town city because I don't know reasons like
reasons.
your parents have sent you away because of something.
Oh, parents.
It's a very Japanesey trope. You're new in a high school. I don't know. But
Are
the
people
start of the game
dying or
is
something? Are people getting murdered or something? Is that
so
a thing?
so the start of the game is you play as the character that you are robbing a casino. And the only way I can describe it is it's kind of like a Final Fantasy moving through a level and then you encounter enemies. And it's a very stylized and story-driven progress in this level that you start off with. And Final Fantasy, it's basically a turn-based fighting game. So you choose whether you defend, attack, use a special ability, or use a item, and then the enemy attacks you, and then you do the same. You choose whether you attack. So it's turn-based combat. But I say I've played. I'm doing finger quotes. Played 45 minutes. I've watched about 40 minutes.
You've literally done the fucking press the button about 3 times.
Yeah, literally. Like, yeah. There was so little playing. It was a story being told to me. One good thing though is when I saw it, I thought I'm going to pick it up because
Everybody
actually
loves this
played
game. People go on about these games like they're fucking the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And I've never played one.
So it
Neil's
was on
going to tell you why they're wrong.
I picked it up on Xbox. It's
on
on
the Game
Xbox
Pass
Game
in
Pass.
a minute.
Yep. So I started downloading it. It's like, 55 gig. That's a lot. Oh, okay, right. So I started downloading it, and I was like, oh, I've got Xbox on my mobile phone. I'll just have a quick look, and I started playing again, air quotes, watching the story on my mobile device over, I don't know what it's called, online Game Pass?
Xbox
Cloud.
Cloud streaming
Yeah.
or whatever it's fucking called these days.
Yeah. So I actually managed to consume.
So there's no you walking around? Like there looks like there was a bit of walking around.
Yes, there is a bit of walking around. So once you do this this first sort of story interaction, you then get placed into your character that is sort of dumped at the end in a town city, and it's kind of a little bit like Yakuza in that you have a town and you walk around and you find shops and you've got to sort of discover.
Can you beat up fools?
Not where I not where I am at the moment, but I'm only a very short way into it. But yeah, I found where I needed to go to a coffee shop, where I then found my uncle, who was taking me in, and then there's just a lot of story. I will play a little bit more. A little bit more of it. I'll watch
This
a little bit
takes
more of
hundreds
it.
of hours to finish, apparently, doesn't it?
This is
This
not.
can't.
It's
When
not a
you
small game.
load onto the now on Game Pass,
Mm.
when you go to the install screen or whatever on PC, this is, I don't know how it works. I don't think it does this on console. It's all linked in with how long to beat the
Right.
website. So before you install it, it says takes. I've just pinged out my headphones. Bear with me a second. It says it takes the games that I download, they go, oh, it takes 5 to 6 hours to play this game.
Mm.
I'm having trouble finding the hole who misses. There we go. Oh yeah. It's I don't know what it says for Persona 5 Royale. I bet it's fucking hundreds of hours, like 100 and odd hours.
I don't know.
But yeah, Prodeus, whatever I had the other week, that said like 5 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
Something else I downloaded this week was like 4 hours. I was like, yeah, these are my games that I might actually play in between other things.
Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm literally just on it. Persona 5, Persona 5 Royale. No, it doesn't actually say on here.
Not enough people have played it yet, have they? I don't think so.
Full details. Playable. Okay, how long to beat? 103 hours for the main story.
Yeah. What's about the completionist?
143.
Oof. That'll keep you busy, won't it?
So
you'll be out, and you won't even bother going to bed playing this game. It's like those 2 o'clock in the morning bedtimes are out the window.
I could do it in a week, no sleep. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 103 hours of the main story to do it, but yeah.
So how did it go on the mobile? How is it playing on the mobile? Has it got because what I have noticed is some games have like a custom overlay,
right,
but other games use like sort of like a standard, like left stick, right stick, and A, B, blah blah blah. They'll have the buttons on there, but they'll have some of them have got like special graphics around them to make it like I think it's Minecraft dungeons and things like that. They've got like Minecrafty looking controls.
No,
and stuff
I think
like
it
that.
was just like a standard Xbox sort of controller overlay. But as I said, I didn't really get to use it because it was more just watching it.
Yeah. I mean, like if turn-based strategy games and things like that are probably fine for cloud streaming. But I played a few things on the cloud games, and anything that requires you moving in a camera with any sort of accuracy was just an absolute fucking pain in the arse because there's too much lag.
Yeah, so I think this is probably a perfect game to do on the cloud gaming on the mobile because minimal turn-based, it's not action and that you have to whip the camera around.
We've watched about 10 minutes of the shit that you were playing on the stream.
So yeah, I will play a little bit more of it. I'm intrigued by it.
You not played any of the other Personas?
No, never.
I feel like it's one of those things. I missed out on that. It was like something for people 10 years at least younger than me that got into.
It's just one of those odd, huge franchises that you just have to sort of like, well, maybe I should go take a look at it and just see what's going on. And
yeah, like the art style and the story is very Japanese. It's like so I used to be into like manga and stuff like that 10, 15 years ago, and it's so overblown now. Like it's a parody on. To me, it's like a parody on top of a already like over sensualized art form anyway. But yeah, it's to me it kind of feels like it's taken the piss out of itself a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to see how it goes. Like,
It's easy to look at it and see the quality that's there,
Yeah,
though. I mean,
it's
that's the thing,
clearly
right?
it's very
mm,
stylish, stylized or whatever.
They've got little things there, like the movement of the voice ribbons and things like that, or whatever. Are just subtle things which look like it's got chops,
oh
right?
yeah, yeah. There's definitely a lot of thought and effort has gone into it, and yeah, like you can watch it or sort of interact with it and it be a story. And there is minimal. Sometimes there's minimal. There is even options to auto sort of play the text in front of you. So um, yeah, you can watch it and just enjoy it. And then there's gets to the bits where you make, or for me when I played is that there's just when you interact with it is you continue the story by beating the other characters or meeting up, exploring the town. But even where you're exploring the town, it looks really good. It's the same art style and everything as what we're seeing on screen. Is that basically the story moments? You don't ever feel like you're being taken out of the world to be shown a video or just continue the story, because it's all the same. So yeah, it's quite good. But yeah, I do want to put more time into it just to like see actually like what it is, because as you say, these are big, and I have been into my manga before, but I've never played them. But as soon as it's on Xbox and it's free, I was like, I'll give it a go, and I want to see how it goes.
Yeah, it does. I don't know. I'm not sure I'd play it, to be honest, but it does. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely got its own.
Did you say it was on Game Pass?
It's on Game Pass. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
maybe it's
cloud
worth.
gaming. So, sit on the toilet for half hour at work.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it could be fine. When you cloud game
Libido.
on are you playing with a controller? You have just
Literally
straight on the phone.
just straight on the
Yeah.
phone.
This has got touch controls. Yeah, because some of them are.
Oh,
Some of the cloud stuff hasn't got touch controls.
Doesn't it?
oh,
Okay.
that's interesting. I should set it up on my iPad.
Yeah. I'd say it's like it's all in front of you, the screen, and then like there's a little on the left hand side. There's a little like controller where you can move
Yeah,
around
so
and act
you're
as the
actually
left
using
stick,
there's like a virtual stick and a
a
virtual
virtual
right
left
stick
stick,
and
yeah.
things like
And
that. But
then there's
some
the
of the games,
buttons, and
like
then
Slay the Spire, I think, has got like literally it's like a touchscreen game, like an iPad game, controls via cloud streaming. Whereas
right,
like, because that is all that game is. It's all like it would be a shitter with a virtual controller. But
right,
yeah, a lot of the games, a lot of games on that are touch controlled on your phone are not particularly great. But some
not
games are
optimized
are
for
well
the
suited.
touchscreen.
Like anything like
Yeah.
turn based combat stuff like that,
Mm.
where there's no like I need to be super accurate with my controls. It's just like flicking through menus effectively.
Yeah,
That's all fine. And anything that has actually got a touchscreen interface, like I'm sure Slay the Spire has, it actually works completely fine. You just might get a little bit of artifacting every now and again, but whatever. But
yeah.
yeah,
I
the
did have a
tech is
little bit of
getting
that.
there.
I did have a little bit of screen tearing on my mobile, but let's say I've got a Google Pixel 4a, which is like actually probably about 5 or 6 years old now. So
It's not that old though.
technology wise, it feels like it sometimes. um, this is going back to my conversation earlier when I was like, I'm looking at a new phone. I keep on getting. It's because I've looked for like new phones recently. I keep on getting advertised and news stories about
Yeah.
the reviews on these new phones. Oh, for God's sake. So yeah. I'm trying to talk myself
Don't do
out of
it.
this
Don't do it.
expensive purchase. Um,
All right.
so yeah, those are the games I've been playing. I don't know what you guys have been playing.
Yeah,
Well,
you do.
I have played a very small amount of another game that crashed my computer for some reason earlier. Because it looked. This also looked cool in its own special way. This It's actually been out quite a long time, apparently. There's a year ago videos I'm seeing on YouTube. I didn't realise it had been out that long. It came out to Game Pass this week. It's called The Legend of Tian Ding. It's based on some Taiwan. I don't know if it's quite. I think it's history rather than mythology. I think it's actually like a thing. That sort of potentially actually happened. So it sort of cuts when it opens up. It's all like a comic strip. All the story comes through in like comic strip panel boxes and things like that.
Okay.
And then when you hit into the game, it's like a 2D side-on. I guess like a brawler, from what I've seen so far. Like I say, I really, really, literally played it for 10 minutes, but it does look very cool so far. So you're playing as this legendary folk hero type character who's just goes and beats up. He's like a Robin Hood.
Right.
Like he'll go and attack rich people and stuff, and like be a hero for the poorer people, because most people are the poor. Obviously, this is like sounding like 2022. A lot of people on the bottom end and some few rich people, hoarding everything. But yeah, so it's very simple combat so far. You just press like square to I'm talking PlayStation controllers because that's what I'm using. Squares are like the attack button, X is jump. You can rob people of their weapons and use their weapons and chuck them away and shit like that. But the visual style is very cool, I think. There's quite a lot of story. But I have literally played it for 10 minutes and I will go back to this and get a bit more into it. But if anyone has the Game Pass, they should, Fraser, probably download it. And what should they do?
Check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah. It looks cool.
What's it called?
The Legend of Tian Ding. It's a bit different.
Brilliant.
It's all the language, all the spoken from so far is in like, I assume Taiwanese. Is it Taiwanese? I don't even know what it's called. But that's a bit rude of me, but I should have probably checked that out. But there are English subtitles for people
It's either
who are
Cantonese
English
or,
speaking.
Or
it's not Cantonese
Mandarin.
because that's Chinese. It's definitely not Chinese.
Well, there's lots of Chinese, isn't there? There's Mandarin as well.
Yeah, but this is Taiwan, which is like, let's not go down that road, but you don't want to go down that road.
All right, check that out.
You should have a look at that on Game Pass this week. On PC at least. I'm sure it's on Xbox as well. I don't think I've played anything else all
I have not
week
played anything else.
other than the Hunt game.
Yes.
what's this? What game's this?
It's called Hunt Showdown.
Oh, okay.
New thing. New came out this week. Oh, man.
What are we going to talk about this? All I tell you, yesterday sums up Hunt Showdown for me. In that, finished the quest lines, got the legendary
we should say
character.
there is a almost like a seasonal. It's not quite a seasonal event. Well, there is a seasonal event. There's pumpkins in the maps and shit like that going. So you have to smash pumpkins or whatever if you want. Insert music here.
Not smashing pumpkins.
There's basically a quest lines running where you have jobs to do to unlock things throughout the quest lines, and it's only available until 9th of November.
It's not long to go now. It's less than a week left.
So basically, it's one of those like, I for some reason am really compelled to do all of these stupid little jobs to get this cosmetic character at the end of it. And so there is a time limit on this one. So it's like, all I'm going to do is do this until I've fucking done it. And then I've got time to do other things because there's no pressure on me finishing it.
Then we can get back to playing the game as normal.
Yeah. However,
But go on.
there's the way they've structured the quests as making people play the game differently. So people
Surprise! I can't believe you're surprised by this. Like
I'm
the
not
fact that
surprised by this, but people who have really fucking like played this game for fucking loads of hours, who are good.
That's us now, by the way. You know that.
Yeah,
right?
obviously. Apart from that last moment that I said, who are good. They are playing the game in a way that is not the way they'd normally play it, because there is a meta for like each kind of level of skill. Well, I don't know about when we're at our level of skill. I don't think there really is a meta, other than dying. There's like the higher levels have all got their weapon. Like there's basically the weapons of choice that they've done all their 100 prestiges. There's nothing left for them to do other than just kill everyone. So they've all got access to all the guns and all the weapons and stuff like that. They all throw flash bombs.
Do you think there's really like actual people that play this that actually just load into maps, murder everybody, not even get any of the things, and just bomb out?
Yeah.
Oh
There's
yeah, there's
definitely
loads
people
of
that do
people
that.
who play the game now. They have no interest in making money. Like the whole point of collecting bounties and killing people is you're constantly amassing experience points and money. But there are people who have no need for any more money, have no need for it. They've got all the weapons, they've got everything, so they're simply playing just to play, right?
Right.
For whatever reason or whatever enjoyment they get out of it. But the quest lines have been I mean, for me, and I think the same is for Neil, and I think the same is for a lot of the guys. The quest lines have been fantastic because you have a quest where it's like you need to deal damage using dum-dum ammo, right? We never run dum-dum ammo. And so
because they're expensive.
Because they're expensive,
it's
we've never.
It's not expensive. It's an extra
as well.
expense.
Well, they're expensive. You don't get as many rounds. They're harder to re-up when you're in the game. There's quest lines for using poison ammunition. I've never used poison ammunition. Really, never used poison ammunition to any sort of real degree. Well, go ask Matt now what his favorite weapon is, and he's going to tell you it's the Nagant with poison ammo. So what the quest lines have done is they really shake up the game for people, right? They give everybody a chance to run loadouts they don't run, to approach the game from a completely different point of view. Like Neil needed to banish a boss, right? So we completely loaded ourselves out. We didn't care what was going to happen to the characters. We were completely treating them as disposable. Whereas the weeks leading up, we're doing everything we can to baby these characters and make sure they don't die. Now we're running in, just going, right, let's load cheap character, load them up with the weapons, find the boss as quickly as possible, blat the boss, banish the boss, and who cares? Be damned whatever happens after that.
Yeah,
so
if you get out, but you've done the mission anyway.
Yeah, and for me, and probably I think the same for Neil, the biggest thing has been the increase in our aggro play. Like we have really thrived.
I've been definitely on the wanting to be more aggro. I think of the people we've generally played. Well, there's a couple of people who are definitely aggro, but one of them in particular is the opposite of aggro, and is all about preservation of character.
And he's very successful doing it.
Yes, indeed. And he has
I've gone
saved
along
our
with
asses
that.
a lot, and all that sort of stuff. Whereas
I've gone along
been
with that
itching to get
playstyle.
involved in the fucking PvP and fucking kill people.
Yeah, but as soon as like Neil and I, if it's just been Neil and I playing duos or maybe Mark or whatever, like it's just full on. Let's go try and kill people. And I tell you what, my game has improved no end. I think doing it, my gunplay has improved no end thanks to this quest line. It's been great
because it's encouraging you to use different loadouts.
Well, there's literally like you've got to get so many points to level up to the next level of the quest, and you can get there's like almost like not quite passive ones, but like there's like smash so many pumpkins where you don't have to kill anyone to smash pumpkins. You run a fucking find a pumpkin and smack it in the face, and you've smashed a pumpkin. You got to do that so many times to progress. You get so many points towards your next level, but when you get to the higher levels, those there is still smashing pumpkins, but now you've got to do so many in one mission. So in one run, you've on the last level of the quest lines, you have to smash 16 pumpkins in one go. Whereas in like earlier ones, it was like a cumulative. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like you do 3
Yeah.
in one map or whatever, and then you go into another game. Blah blah blah. But now, there's all. I don't know what point they kicked in, but it's like deal certain damage with, as Fraser said, like dum ammo. But it has to be on hunters, so it's other people. So it's making you go after other people. So that it's weird. It's like the people are still doing the game of like going to find the bosses and killing the bosses, but sometimes we're just like, well, I've just fucking got to find hunters, so I'm not really that bothered about the boss. So we'll go to places
But
where
you're just sitting around.
we're
the
just
boss
running
waiting for
around making
people
loads
to-
of noise, making people come to us potentially, or go. I was like, oh, someone's already started. Everyone knows where the boss is, so it's clearly going to get aggro over there. So we all fuck off over there to get
I
to
mean,
the
one of the
boss
funny
area
things has
because we
been
know
like
other people are going to be there.
I noticed a lot of games where there was a period of about a day or two where I was playing a lot of solo. I was just like put myself aside and just cut heads down and was knocking off some of the quest lines on my own. I found it was much easier to focus and get like a good chunk of it done. And there were loads more incidents where you're like in the middle of nowhere in a map. There's no reason for anyone to be there, and you just fucking come across people because you know they're doing the same as you. They're just hunting pumpkins. Like there's one guy in the farthest corner of the map, and this guy is just trotting around, and he leans over and bang, I just shot him in the head, and he's just like, what the fuck? How on earth has somebody headshotted me while I'm in the corner of this map away from everybody else? And it's like, that's why we're down. I'm down here the same reason you are, mate. Probably looking for pumpkins, right? Or whatever it is. It really shook up the game for us over the last couple of weeks. And it's been a
It'll be
lot
interesting
of
to see what happens in a few days when the quest is finished. Because I mean, you've got the character. Like the last level of this quest line is you unlock a skin for a legendary hunter, what they call it in the game. So it's just a character that you can buy for $200 hunt dollars and start each game with. You start up their progress until they die. But I don't know. The reason the game is special, I think, is like the environment that you're in. When you get like something happened, I don't know if it was yesterday, where basically I'm in combat with another guy. What I've started to learn is that you need to use the environment to your advantage, and like there's things in the environment will stop bullets hitting you, and other things that won't. Like if you're inside or next to a fence, then you can definitely get shot through those fences and things like that. Whereas if you're next to a big fucking tree trunk, they can't shoot through the tree trunk. So you could like have this dance of death with someone, like faking one way and then going the other way around a tree trunk as they come charging at you. And sometimes it pays off, and other times it doesn't. But you can fucking like have these great stupid battles. It's like Benny Hill sometimes. And like, when was it? Was it today? Like, I don't know. I've had times where I don't fucking do the hiding thing. I'm just like, fuck it, whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna run around, make a load of noise. If I die, I die. If I shoot someone, brilliant. And sometimes it's fun, and sometimes you're just instantly killed. Anyway, but I don't know. I feel like I've got better at the dodging and moving around more erratically recently to avoid gunfire. Because it is like if you're slow and stationary is death basically in a combat situation. You are fucking dead because someone will shot you in the head instantly. But you've got to move fast once it gets into combat, otherwise you're fucking dead. But it's hard, and when you're playing against other people doing the same, it gets really hard. But you can like just be fucking shooting at each other constantly. It's fucking comedic at times. Where, like,
but there's a lot to be
wasting
said for
so much ammo.
sneaky. The sneaky too is amazing. This was one of the things that happened this week. Was Gary Defoe's been playing with us as well. Defo, Matt, and I were on the map. I was not paying attention to what I was doing at all. And I just lardy-dar walked past this complex, didn't realize it was the one where I don't know why I had no idea. I was just in La La Land. And they started shooting at me, and I somehow survived. And 3 guys piled out of this complex to come and shoot me, and I was nowhere near the other guys. And I gave him a bit of a fight, and then this one guy just wrapped right around and just shot me. And I just saw him at the last minute, and he downed me and whatever. Anyway, these guys, they downed me. Matt and Gary weren't anywhere near. They just waited. The other guys went off. So Matt and Gary rezzed me. This other team that killed me went off to fight another team for the bounties. They were having a fucking massive scrap. It was going on for ages. So we just slowly walked up there, and I just got close to it, and I slowly crept into the complex, right, and hid behind this train. And lo and behold, this guy, one of the guys fighting, just walks around the corner, and I just point blank just shot him in the chest with this rifle. He does this little jiggly dance because you've scared the crap out of him. And then I just shot him again and killed him. Picked up the bounty and just was whooping and hollering like, holy shit, it's a smash and grab. And I just ran, right? And just ran for the exit. Gary and Matt ran with me, and we grabbed that bounty and we stole it and got out. Get in to check the stats at the end of the game. It's the fucker who killed me earlier. Like... the joy, like I was just in bed all night with this huge, before trying to go to sleep, with this massive cheesy grin on my face. It's like fucking brilliant, just the ultimate revenge. And that guy checked the stats as well. I went, fuck me, that was the guy we killed earlier.
Yeah, should have burnt him.
Yeah,
like, that's
so
the thing.
I mean,
it's like you don't know anything until the end about who you've encountered. Although, it's just so many fucking. So many different things happen all the time. It's just crazy.
It's like PUBG back in the days. There's so many adventures that we're having together that it's just a hoot, right? I couldn't play this. I couldn't have the enthusiasm for this game. Like, it's fun to play solo. There is an element of playing solo I really like. But it's like the PUBG games from 5 years ago.
We were having a right fucking laugh last night. I have to say, it was a fucking hilarious last night.
Well, it did end up.
I was drunk last night and we played. I was fucking hilarious. I just remember laughing.
I was losing the plot last night though. But that happens too, right? When we move on. Yeah, it's just great. It's just great. It's great.
It's just no 2 games are the same. Just no 2 games are the same. There's only 3 maps. They're not that big, really. We don't know every inch of every map by any means, but it's just nothing is the same in every fucking game. It's fucking so fun.
Yeah. Well, look, we could talk about it to death every week, and we will.
I'll try and play a different game next week.
Yeah, we'll try and play some different games. I want to wrap the show up there, if you don't mind, folks. I don't think we've got anything else to go on to, have we?
No. Buy Hunt. It's all always on offer.
Okay. Dave, do you want to do your bit?
Will do. Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on a Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter. We have YouTube and Twitch channels, which we upload and stream to on a semi-regular basis. Neil, do you want to do a shout out for chat?
Okay, we've had Lord Gaka J1. I'm sure they were here before. I can't remember their name. They don't swear. Mark's been here. Defo, Chill Robots, Sumu, and is that it? Craxel was in earlier, I think. No, Murph, but Mint Safe. So yeah, thank you all for joining.
Mark was here. Did you give Mark a shout?
Yeah, I did say Mark. Yeah. Gaka J's upset that we're leaving, but sorry. Get here earlier next time.
There you go. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. And until next time, we'll see you on the bayou.
Yeah, indeed. See you next time.
Bye.